most people market without knowing who they're actually trying to, who they're building their brand for, who they want to communicate with. If you don't lock in with and identify a certain person, you're going to try to speak to everybody. And your brand is not for everybody. And if you try to make your brand for everybody, you're never going to be able to increase that monthly revenue. We think about the tall building. We don't think about the deep foundation that withstands the height of how high the building goes. So you can't begin to market if you can't develop the language of the people that you want to reach.
Hey, what's good? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Marlon Watts, co-owner and CEO of WRLDINVSN.
Hey, I'm Nicholas Clark, co-owner and designer of WRLDINVSN.
And we back at the compound, WRLDINVSN, Fort Worth, Texas.
No, don't do that, bro. You do this every time, man. This is not y'all's compound, bro. I'm telling. Let me go and get this out the way now. Y'all beat us by 1 point in a basketball game.
A win is a win, people.
We just got tired, brother. We older, man.
It's a win. So we got new school versus old school.
We the uncles in this fight, man.
My man came in and said, "I'm home."
Yeah, don't do that, bro. That's disrespectful.
Without further ado, we want to get straight into it. And this is a big one because a lot of our marketing videos go crazy, but we specifically want to focus this marketing videos on beginners.
Okay.
Because both of us have communities with AYV and Entrebelievers, and I really want to cover what's really those entry-level marketing mistakes that people are making. I'm gonna just go ahead on and get started because literally while I was up here, one of our students, while I got a text that one of our students didn't even have like a professional email.
Yeah.
And this is gonna hit big because that's branding. And a lot of people, we on here talking about marketing and they look at it as specific things as in content, Facebook ads and all this different type of stuff. But branding is a subcategory of marketing.
Yeah.
And having that branded email, support@WRLDINVSN.com, allows the customer, the audience, to take you even more serious than you just not having a Gmail.
Yeah.
And so we don't understand how putting our brand in position actually gives us the authority, and we're marketing through branding. Because I have this guy with support@WRLDINVSN, this guy with WRLDINVSN at Gmail, I feel more comfortable going to the support@WRLDINVSN subconsciously.
Right.
Yeah, that's dope. When you think about that, just talking subconsciously, all of that happens within 5 seconds. So people think, I'm going to just throw my website up and I'm going to just run ads. And then they start saying, man, I don't want to run ads because they're not making money. So the goal of being able to really take it to that next level is understanding that marketing is not just running ads.
Yeah.
It's the totality of everything, right? I'm trying to get my words together, but literally it's the branding on the email. It's having the right logo up. It's making sure that when they come that you got the right model photography, you got the right avatar in your product. Literally had a customer who was like, I can't figure out why I'm not getting sales. Yeah. And it was like a black-owned brand, but all the models was placement images had white people. I'm like, bro, it says black is beautiful, but it's a white person in it. You're not going to be able to get sales that way. Yeah. You got to be able to understand your avatar and be able to speak to them at a high level. So
what I think that most people who are starting brands now, they don't even know this yet though, but we know it. But they're building their brands with the residue of how the market used to be. Mm-hmm. So remember when you can run an ad and you can sell like a used bottle cap, or you can sell an old lint brush for anything and just run it up because the algorithm was working.
Yeah.
And everybody was in a frenzy of starting companies. But here's the thing though, a lot of those companies didn't last.
Right.
Because running ads is not the same now as it used to be. So now you have people just saying, I still want to start a brand with that old mentality that worked a while back and it's not working now. So if you just try to keep marketing an idea that's not proven, all you slowly doing is killing your business. And that's one of the biggest mistakes that new brand owners make. They keep trying to force feed ideas that's not proven. You force feeding content that's not connecting. And then the ideas that's about you and it hadn't turned into an offer that's about the other people that you're serving. Mm-hmm. And those are a lot of the things that most brand owners miss now, just in the market.
And I even answer, because you're talking about the placement models, it's just crazy because people don't even be knowing how to market their product and explain their product in a way where it's different.
Yeah.
We all sell clothes.
Yeah.
But it's like, how can you make your clothes have a description or a feeling or an emotion attached to it that make it want them to buy yours before somebody else's?
Yeah.
it's just crazy because it's like that same concept about like sell me this pen, right? And just when I think about selling the pen, I was watching the video and this was crazy. The dude said the way that he'll sell the pen is like, this pen is not just a pen that's gonna make you a billionaire. Why? Because most people have billionaire thoughts, like you want to be a billionaire, but in reality, you gotta write those thoughts down so it could become real.
Yeah.
So not only like is this pen gonna help you write your ideas down, but when you turn your ideas and your thoughts into that $1 billion dream, it all starts with that pen.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That dream down with.
Yeah.
So like I think that when people have like t-shirts or hoodies or whatever products that they selling, like they don't even spend time on the description, like or even like through the content explaining like what makes this product different and unique from
just getting really loud about your unique selling point.
Yeah.
Right. So we were telling our clients last week, I was like, listen, the first part of this email is about them being able to see somebody else in the product and how good it looks. Mm-hmm. But the second part of this email is explaining why it's going to look good on anybody, not just the model and the image. Mm-hmm. Right. And so the first part is about capturing their attention to say, oh man, it looks really dope. The second part is, hey, regardless of your body type, it's not going to cup your stomach. It's going to fit on you a certain way. This tee fits better than any tee that we've ever made. It's the loose fit constructed t-shirt. The way we talked about it was just them being able to say to themselves that this product is super dope and I'm going to look good in it. Mm-hmm. So the whole thing is about building confidence in the person so that they had a conversation with themselves that they want to buy the product.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
See, good marketing is not about you trying to sell a product. It's about them having a conversation with themselves and buying.
Yeah.
All I can do is create the environment and let people perceive it at a certain level to where they want to exchange their money for it.
All right, make sure you like, subscribe to the channel, run us up. We not done, I promise. Literally, I know what I literally want to talk about. Because they on here for game, bro. They watching this for game right now. What is one of the most effective marketing tips per strategies that you guys did when first starting out? I won't go first because I won't beat Nick to the punch at least probably. Because for us, honestly, it was like explaining our why. I know it's cliche, we say it on every last video, but I gotta say it on this marketing video, so it's not missed. But if you are able to wrap your product around a story, around a why, around something that's intangible. We tell our customers all the time, we don't sell a tangible product, we sell an intangible feeling that you can rise above and trust in your vision. Mm. Our mission, all we got to do is tell our mission statement and it intrigues people to buy, not even telling them, hey, you want to purchase. It's like we provide original designs and branded fashion to urban youth who feel stagnant and trapped by what the environment tells them what they can and cannot do. All right, let me give y'all another tip. It's not just about having a why, but it's actually proving your why in real life. So yes, we have a why, but why people are supporting us because they actually see us put our why into reality. Yeah. They actually see us go to schools, talk to kids, inspire them to be great, go do free classes, do this podcast. You know, we've been doing this podcast for 3 years, and this was solely off of just giving information that we didn't have. Yeah. So when people see you true to your why, they're gonna support you. And I know it may be cliche, but a lot of brands are really missing the why, the story, and the substance behind their brand.
Yeah. So I think for us, man, one of the things that we did really well is we just knew who we were talking to. You think most people market without knowing who they're actually trying to, who they're building their brand for, who they want to communicate with. If you don't lock in with and identify a certain person, you're going to try to speak to everybody. And your brand is not for everybody. And if you try to make your brand for everybody, you're never going to be able to increase that monthly revenue. So the difference between one of our clients doing like 55K in 30 days is literally going back to the message of a business, which develops the avatar, the target audience, and then creating content for that particular person, right? That's the deep dive that most brand owners never ever consider taking. We think about the tall building. We don't think about the deep foundation that withstands the height of how high the building goes. So you can't begin to market if you can't develop the language of the people that you want to reach. So what do they like? What makes them happy? What makes them sad? Who do they aspire to be? Right? What's the solutions that they're looking for? Because they're not buying your product, they're buying the solutions that you're solving for them because they have problems. When we help clients identify everything that goes around the person that they're talking to for their brand, it shifts everything, man, and it happens like 30 to 60 days because you lock in by marketing to the right person, not to everybody.
I want to interrupt that too, just on like, let's just say somebody don't know how to make, like, this is like one of the most biggest problem. Like, no, somebody will come and they'll be like, I just don't know how to make content. Because content could be a lot of stuff. Like, it could be so much. So where do I start at with content? Like, how do somebody get started in content if they never created content before? Like, what would be something that, like, you'll teach them?
Yeah, so being that, I mean, I did content for our brand, for 8 years. Tim hit me up, was like, hey, man, I'm going to start a hat company. I'm like, cool, I'm getting the camera. I'm taking pictures of all the hats. Didn't know what I was doing. Couldn't see past my nose a lot of times, right? Didn't have the vision. But one of the things that I did early on was just like I got focused in one area. We think about content. Content right now is let me use this trending sound.
Yeah.
Let me model this reel that somebody else did. You know what I'm saying? But if you do that, all you do is create a copycat version of content that's for somebody else's audience. So if you think about it, it comes right back to what I just said. Who are you talking to? If you can understand that content is simply about communication. Your brand, our brand, we communicate to our audience through content. Y'all communicate through content, but we communicate the right things to them. If you can become better at communication, you don't got to worry about having perfect content. Now you're creating purposeful content for the right people. So it's not about the trending sounds. What are the nuances that's going to go into helping you sell your product, right? That's why we tell people, like, if you have a brand and now you go book somebody who's just a portrait photographer or a wedding photographer, when they shoot for beauty, but you have a product. And now a beauty image can't sell the product because it's not framed in a way to showcase the unique selling points and the essential pieces that you want your customers to buy. Mm-hmm. So it's just slowing down and just doing the right things, right? You don't got to be pretty. You just have to be purposeful.
Yeah, it's definitely like culture is the bridge between your content and the avatar, right? And it's like, it's the language. So like you could make a really dope piece of content, but your culture don't speak that language. You know what I'm saying? So like, imagine if we tried to make content exactly like y'all made it. The culture of the person trying to buy from us is slightly different from the way that y'all do it. So we have to make it palatable to the person who's buying from us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like understanding that nuance is the difference between good content and great content. Yeah, you might made a dope piece of content, but it don't speak the language of the person who's trying to buy it.
Yeah.
Right? I'm sitting at this Mexican restaurant and I said, do you know who this artist is that's playing right now? I was like, nah, I never heard of him. I said, that's Carol G. She got like 60 million followers on Instagram. I said, you don't know her, but the people who know her know who she is. And this music sounds good to them. So like knowing your audience so that you can create the right type of thing for the people that you serving.
Yeah.
They'll just keep buying over and over again. I had a guy come in yesterday morning and he was in the parking lot when I got here. I said, oh man, who is this guy?
Yeah.
I got out, he said, man, y'all open, I needed to get something early. He spent 30 minutes giving me back the language that we've been feeding him for like 7-8 years. He's saying the same thing. Like when you building a brand, you create the language around your brand. Yeah. You create the energy. You create that language of, hey, trust in your vision. You can do more than your environment. But like if you don't build that language and give them that something to stand on and then give them that image of what they can be, then it's going to be hard for you to be able to like capture and captivate an audience that way. Yeah. So you got to have something to stand on.
Brand owners that's ready to acquire their first 100 customers and make over $1,000 every single month, this is for you. We have created our Activate Your Vision University. We have been working on this for the last 4 months. And inside of this university, it has every system that we have created and are currently using to continuously scale our brand, WRLDINVSN, right now. Yes, you're going to get the Facebook ads. Yes, you're going to get the email and text message marketing play. But ultimately, I want you to join our network of brand owners for only $7 for 7 days. Now, at the end of these 7 days, let me go ahead on and break the news to you. We will not charge your card like other most subscription-based programs. All right, we will allow you to experience and enjoy these 7 days without having you thinking on the 8th day, oh, I'm about to get charged. No, this is not that. We want to see if you are a good fit for the network, and we also want to see if we are a good fit for you to help you scale and help you grow to, like I said, acquiring your first 100 customers and making over $1,000 every single month. Click the link somewhere on the screen, get access for only $7. Every brand owner, every clothing brand, we can help you scale. Let's get it.
So that wasn't y'all order how much page that I heard that Kendrick Lamar on the background.
It's the wrong audience.
One thing I wanted to add though was like, is it, and it's just something that like I'm just testing our world and vision. Is like we could post a product on the ground, right, and it get thousands and thousands of likes, and we go shoot a professional video and they get 300, 400 likes.
Right.
What I'm even noticing is that like Instagram is Instagram at the end of the day. So even the engagement not gonna tell you like how successful your drop gonna be, because some of the best content might not get the best engagement, but they convert a lot of those people into buyers.
Right.
Like those that little skit that we did yesterday, we posted the little quick.
Oh, where they ran into each other?
Yeah. It's like those things like emotion get those people emotionally excited about the drop, and I'm seeing that kind of content may not get the best engagement, but it turned a lot of those viewers into actual buyers.
Right.
So just somebody who just getting content started, I'm like, don't even let like that likes and the engagement really
deter you.
Keep creating, because you really got to stay consistent in the new day and age of social media.
Yeah, that's really good, Nick, because that's where most people fail, because you only shoot for the likes, you only shoot for the following. If you only shoot for social, then you miss the opportunity to serve people. And with y'all's brand, y'all serve an audience. With our brand, we serve an audience. Like, we don't ask people to buy. We serve them well, because serving is selling, right? And so if you only shoot for validation, then that's showing your level of growth and it's showing your skill set. If you have a low skill set and you want to hit 10K a month, 20K a month, you got to do 10K and 20K a month things. That only increases as your skill set increases. So I think that's gold, because that's where most people lose, because in our personal lives, we find validation in likes. Who you are personally is who you are professionally.
Yeah.
And if you don't grow personally, we talked about this years ago on the podcast we all did together. Like, your brand won't grow if you don't grow. So you have to block out the noise of likes and following and speak the language, because some pieces of content is about value. Some pieces of content is about entertainment. Some content is about that emotional like connection that you want to develop, right? And some is just about converting and selling. If you can understand what type of content that you're shooting before you bring out that camera and before you start filming, it's going to take your business like really at a far level, because once you freeze a bad moment, then that becomes what people think about you and your brand when you post it.
Yeah, authenticity build longevity.
Yeah.
And just to add to me, because a lot of things y'all just said, talking to one of my partners, is fear. It's fear of like, and it's the crazy part about it. It's so low level fear, is because we fear friends and family versus our actual customers, which y'all just talked about. A lot of times we looking to speak to family and friends instead of actually speaking to our audience. So in our mind, we thinking like, dang, with my partner who may not even be my customer. And I had a guy that had a cologne brand. And I'm like, bro, like, you not making sales because you not really selling it to the people who really need it. You telling me about why it's not selling, because you probably focusing on friends and family, talking to friends and family, creating content in the friends and family mindset. And I said, bro, how many out of all the people you know, you a ladies man. You probably know 60% women to 40% men. All right, so now you got 40% men. And then out of the 40% men, you know, how many of them wear cologne? All the dudes you around stink. So there's only 5% of those people that you actually know gonna even buy your product. Why are you even focused on that?
And you know what's crazy? So we call that support. We call that support because most people build their brands and they can only sell to friends and family. You can only go as far as you can see. You can only go as far as you've heard in your environment. But we know that support isn't scalable. If you ain't selling to a stranger, you don't got a brand.
Yeah.
And that's gold, what you just said.
like
and
that.
that's the space that a lot of people stay in.
They speak from that spring. Like,
And you talking about cats that probably don't even buy online.
don't even, and you like, this is not working. No, you go find people that actually like need your product. Go put your product in front. Like people like you that actually wear cologne, and stop focusing on people where they really don't, they don't care about this.
Yeah.
And you basing your success off of the wrong audience, if that makes sense.
That's how you look busy but not be productive.
Yeah.
And you've been building your brand.
You look busy.
Yeah, you've been building your brand for 4 years. Like, we got a client right now, and she has a brand, bro. She's been building her brand for 4 years, man. And she started working with us in 30 days. She had her first 1K month. And that's solid. She been busy doing a lot of stuff, treadmill living with her business, man, but hadn't gone anywhere at all. So caught up in hustle, so caught up in grind, which are bad places to stay in, because that's not going to help you 10x your business. It's going to keep tiring you out until your passion gets faded. But when you start doing the right things, then everything begins to shift for you. So, yeah.
Man, I got this is the last before we wrap this up. I mean, like, because we talking about beginners. If we had to do it all again, you know, what's that one piece of advice that you want to leave with a brand owner that's watching this, that's just going to start?
What was you?
Man, I would say get clear on who it is you're trying to serve.
Yeah.
Right? And who you making products for. And then focus on making a dope product. And if you can get that part just to start, then you can build up on that. But like a lot of people, they like, man, I see just so many people that like, oh, I got 60 products.
Yeah.
Like, just start with one, like create a home run concept. You can make $1 million off one product, one really good design, one really good concept, than you can off 40, mediocre ideas. So start with that great concept and then work on who is it that I'm trying to speak to? Who is it that I'm trying to serve? How do I create like content that shifts the furniture in that person's mind? Not anybody else's, but just focus on your avatar and building for them. Right, so for us, like we have people who have bought from us literally over 100 times because we speak in the language of that person. I'd rather have 5,000 fans that keep buying from me over and over again than 50,000 people who just buying for the fad of the moment. Because one is longevity and one is just a moment. A moment, you got to keep trying to figure out that moment, and eventually you just run out of gas on it. But when you have like real fans and you have real community and you building something, you can build longer and do longer and sell more, in my opinion. So, yeah.
And I would think the other thing is when you starting, most of the time you're going off a hype. You got this ideal you had. Somebody passed away, y'all talked about this, one of your friends idea, whatever it is, you got these ideas. So it's just the fad or just the hype of putting CEO in the bio. So you're a journeyman, you lost, you don't know what to do, so you just trying. I would say ask the right questions. Most questions when you start your business, your questions are always around how. How do I do this? How do I do that? How do I run an ad? How do I get more vendors? How do I get more exposure? Who are your vendors, right? How do I create content just like this? The question you should be asking is why. If you understand why things work, then you can duplicate the success. Mm-hmm. When you start your brand, you're just trying to get something real quick. Think of how many people who wanted to take the influencer approach for building their brand, but they had no foundation. And after they got the influencers, their brand couldn't even withstand they didn't have the infrastructure, and the brand could withstand everything that came, so it just tumbled. Or they never won outside of a month. We going 8 years, because ours is about longevity. Now, you don't want to win for the moment. If you understand the why, you can win forever. And then guess what you do then? Then you duplicate the success by even starting another business if you want to. Because you understand the framework on how to do it again. So
they can pretty much hit it off. I'm gonna just add a little sprinkle to that, man. Keep reinvesting your profits. That's a big thing.
That's really good.
All the time. Good. Yeah. And then twofold to that: reinvest your profits and keep tripling down on what's winning. A lot of small brands, what we talk about is they have a winning design right here, and they get happy and great. They make 10,000, 20,000 here, and they say, you know what? I gotta try maybe these hats.
Yeah.
And it's just like, that's not proven yet.
Yeah.
Now you're gonna shift your whole focus. You don't even get the winning design no more. And now you just pushing hats because that's all you had the capital to actually invest in.
Yeah.
But so the first part of it is keep on doubling down. And then the second part is like keep reinvesting your profits, because a lot of us, we steal from our brands first starting out. I'm just gonna
Come
say
on,
what
man,
it
that's
is.
real.
You taking your hands in, you put your hands in the cookie jar.
Yeah.
And you taking from your brand.
Chick-fil-A got your brand money right
Yes.
now.
And I want y'all to be at the mindset, specifically, if you got a job and you got a brand, well, obviously your job was already producing what it was producing. So allow your brand to build for the future. It's like a thing that Nick said. It's like your brand is a baby right now. So it's like, if you got a baby, you ain't going to your baby like, hey, you need to pay the rent today.
Yeah.
Like, if you did that, baby, nothing is going to happen. You're going to be in the same position that you're in right now, and that's what's happening in real life terms with your brand. So you got to allow your brand to mature, go to high school, go to college, graduate, get a job, and now you can reap the real benefits of your brand if you work in your job. And then if you're not working your job, it's a whole different mentality. We know brand owners that do their brand 24/7 with no schedule. Like, it's like they don't really even know what they doing.
Yeah.
You know, like what they supposed to be doing. And it's people that's in our community was like, we pushing them like, hey, you just don't have a kiosk, and that's just one thing. Like, now you got to make time to work on the other things.
That's good.
And that's going to start with you know, putting something down, because what happens is we easily get distracted if we don't have nothing set. How many times, if you told me earlier you set to go to the gym for 5, it's not going to be likely that you're going to miss because you already set that, you put it on your schedule. If it wasn't on the schedule and you just said it, put it in the LC, you're going to get ready to start working out, and then actually confirm what time you want to do this and when you're going to make it happen, 9 times out of 10 it's not going to happen.
That's real.
It's not the fact that you're not going to miss a day, but it's the fact that it's still on the schedule, and if you did miss this day, you're going to pick it back up the next day.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you, just to let you know, man, just the way that you said baby like that, that's how I know this is not your house, man. You started no, that's New Orleans, Louisiana, so this is Texas. We in Harlem City, Fort Worth, man. So the way you said that is confirmation. This is our house.
Yeah.
Just might gotta run back some of this footage and a B-roll inside this video.
Yeah.
You got anything, Nick, before we got out?
Man, my last tip would just be, like you were saying at the beginning, increase your skills.
For sure.
One thing though, I think that like a lot of businesses become successful is if they could be good and fast. So if you like right now, like when you produce content, you produce good content.
Yeah.
And you try to get it out quick.
Yeah.
Like everything that we doing, we trying to do it good and fast. And a lot of people think that fast is usually less quality, or fast is cheap, or fast is not good. But if you could become good and fast, you would be great, because 90% of the world is lazy anyway.
Yeah.
So you doing it at a faster, like if you start your brand today, like 9 times out of 10, you're going to have a bigger brand than somebody that's starting their brand next week.
Yeah.
Because you're already a week ahead of them, so the time got to come. So 9 times out of 10, if you started first, you're going to be bigger.
That's good.
Yeah,
That's
so
good.
that would be my last tip.
Hey, we appreciate y'all. I'm Marlon Watts, Cohen, the CEO.
Y'all gonna get my outro?
Oh, what y'all got? Who y'all is? How they can check y'all out?
Oh, y'all family. They know y'all already. Y'all gonna give a shout out to somebody?
I mean, what's up, y'all? Hey, Art of Homage, at Art of Homage, Entrebeliever, which is our coaching platform, at Entrebeliever. That's it, man. I'm not as good. Marlon has the best intros and outros.
We in Fort Worth, Texas. This is the World Vision Concert. Here we go.